happening? So why is everyone running?
This is like Google Maps for brain surgeons. Standard brain scan.
I don't know about you. I'm pretty sure I have in my pants.
Got two different eyes.
How big a deal is that, and what do markets see in that?
Look, that one look like it's leaking.
For Trump's tariff,
Don't
which
like
is a
black
jacked-up
coming out of
tariff,
it.
bring people to the
Oh, I'm scared. Actually,
Come on, let's finish the video for the kids. Back to the bowl. Oh my God. Goodness. Are they hurt?
They're not in the car!
Come on, that's crazy.
I would have reacted the same way. Why is that person there?
Wait, what's happening? So why is everyone running?
Tell me what you see on that rock. What does that rock look like to you?
What, was he posing for the camera or something? That explains my luggage when I go to the airport.
I wanted to try this experiment, man, with Walmart wheat bread just to see if it's true. Bro, this ain't no bread, dog. I don't think Walmart anyway, but I don't know what this is. This some sponge or something like this.
You just unlocked a cheap way to get a bunch of sponges to clean your kitchen.
And NASA astronaut Nicole Ayers posted a spectacular image from the space station of what's known as a sprite. That's a brief blast of electricity that occurs high above thunderstorms in the upper atmosphere. Ayers explains that photos like this help scientists better understand this rare phenomenon because ground-based observers rarely catch sprites. The ISS offers an unobstructed view above the storm systems.
A new video out of Florida shows a drone actually helping to rescue a girl caught in a riptide. 3 girls were swimming in the ocean when one got pulled into that tide. Fortunately, somebody on the beach happened to have a drone with him. He grabbed a float and flew it out to the girl, where she was able to cling onto it until a rescue team got to her. Really just incredible.
And that's exactly how technology should be used. Smart thinking of that person.
That's the part of security they don't show y'all, man. When the building closed, and you gotta walk in this mud and it's dark as hell. I promise you, something come up out of here, I'm beating the See that? You heard that? I'm already done.
Lots of weird things happen to kids all the time, all around the world, every day. You know, I have something to show for it. You know, so it's nice. So,
That's a weird way to describe a movie career.
Yeah, pretty much.
Lots of weird things happen to kids.
Yeah, man.
But I got some money out of it.
Look,
Wow, it's so cool.
He's not lying though. They don't get paid anything, especially if Scientology members are on cruise ships. They don't get paid literally nothing. That's the reason why they keep them in the ocean, because there's no jurisdiction.
Hold on a second. You see it's nothing but wood. Okay, so we're gonna go down over here and I'll show you a little more, okay? See here. And at an angle. Okay? All this, everything. This whole mountain in a 100-mile radius.
Whoa. Whoa, man. Wow. Ay, doctor, pase me.
Watch how weird this is. People were already starting to leave the US before the verdict on the Didmeister even came out. This is his bodyguard, and supposedly this is him in the courtroom, and we're about to get into all of it. Do y'all happen to remember when all this first went down? I told you nothing would happen because he's a gatekeeper. The same reason that no celebrities would mention his name. And it gets a lot weirder than that, but first watch this. Yo, why is all of Hollywood and all the celebrities scared to talk about Diddy? Remember when I told you guys he was a gatekeeper?
How's everything going? Everything good. Hey, is Hollywood going to survive this Diddy thing? Like, we're free.
Long story short, it happened to all of them. But remember this? They were legit sending private investigators, the feds, to people's houses, the influencers' houses, who were talking about the Didmeister. Why are they sending private investigators to people's houses to ask influencers? Get to the bodyguard in a minute. So do y'all remember when everything went down, when the house raid went down, and somehow he knew beforehand he was going to be raided, and he was calling his children talking about take out the something boxes, you know, something you might order on a Friday night, and then how to get rid of the boxes or the packages of that certain kind of food, that kind of food right there. Meanwhile, people are partying outside the courthouse, where he was basically not guilty of most of the big things, all the things that would not allow him to walk away. How easily people forget what all was in this guy's house. All these cameras and all these recordings that just went missing. How easily the general populace forgets things. Like that fella, you know, who passed away in that jail cell, and his list. Yes, his bodyguard left the United States. Completely irrelevant, not related whatsoever. Look how cool and influential the Didmeister is. Man, is there anybody that he does not know? Goodbye.
Pretty crazy when you think about it. How did he know that they was going to raid his place? And everybody in Hollywood was very quiet. I guess what they was thinking was if they say something and he do get away with it, he might turn them, because they do seem pretty vengeful. That bear was angry. Videos of aliens start to look more realistic than the AI. It really make you wonder if AI was put there just to confuse us all, right? Because now you can't say what's real, what's not real anymore.
What's up, people on the internet? Alright, y'all check this out. Okay, so everybody kept asking, test all the foods, so that's exactly what I'm doing. All the foods that I love are tainted, y'all. I'm not even joking. This right here makes me so mad. Like, we just got these, and y'all can plainly see that there's nothing white on top of this oatmeal cream pie. Nothing. So y'all check this out. Look at that. What in the hell is going on? Y'all, I don't care what anybody says in the comments. That's not normal. I don't care That's not normal. I mean, it's only certain parts of it. Even the cream on the inside, you can't see it as smashed, but it don't even glow, and it's white. So, y'all let me know what y'all think about that. It's blown my mind. Like, when I'm done doing these series, I'm not going to be able to eat nothing.
Being online, watching stuff like that make you just want to eat a bowl of ice, right?
This is like Google Maps for brain surgeons. Standard brain scans get transformed to interactive 3D models. Surgeons can literally walk through your brain before surgery. The colored lines? They are your brain's information highways. Cut one and you lose function. VR lets the brain surgeons rehearse the entire operation on a 3D model. This is flight simulator for people who operate within millimeters of your memories. Less guesswork means smaller incisions, fewer complications, and faster recovery. Brain surgery will never be risk-free, but this is making it dramatically safer. Just a small catch. For this to work, sharp pins have to be drilled into your skull to keep your head exactly still.
I would never even thought they had something like that, but it makes sense when you have literally zero room for error. So shout out to the brain surgeons, because that stuff is extreme.
Some strange things happened during Beyoncé's last concert, but nobody noticed. You'll quickly see that her ritual-like concert was a success, and Beyoncé knows it. The show started right off with a very striking symbol. From the very beginning, there was this massive triangle in the middle of the stage. Triangles were placed everywhere, on every part of the stage, throughout the entire concert. And that triangle, it takes us straight to a night we all know. It refers to the horsemen of the apocalypse. So after seeing all these triangles, that's not all. No one caught the hand gesture she made. Beyoncé did it very subtly. Look, this sign looks a lot like that one. A very symbolic gesture, one that many artists have made in front of their audiences. Then Beyoncé clearly had fun making a reference to the golden calf, and we all know the golden calf carries a specific meaning. Toward the end, with a deep red light covering the entire stage, she flew over the crowd, like she was imitating an apocalyptic goddess. Beyoncé is the queen among all artists, and by showing all this, she proves her dominance once again. If you saw the concert live, tell me what you think.
Okay, my house is flooding. Anybody out there? I have my dad on hospice and I need to get him out of here. He's bedridden, he can't walk, he can hardly move, and look where the water is. So somebody please, we've called 911. It's bad over here. In front of the house, it's like a river. I mean, it's like a lake. They can't come look. We've lost our cars, everything. We've lived here for 30 years and this has never happened. So anybody please, if you have a boat or something, I need help. I need to get my dad out of here. It's starting to smell like sewer in here.
And that is a unfortunate and very stressful situation to be in. I couldn't imagine how she feel at the moment. But there is good news. They did get help eventually, and the father and everything was fine. I hope the people that are missing, kids and everything, I hope they find them and everything go back to normal, because that is, like she said, she never was seen that in 30 years of living in Texas, so. People getting real creative with they are, aren't they? It literally looked like something like in a nightmare or a dream, right? Looks crazy.
Why aren't more people talking about this photo from a Diddy party that literally has demons in it? I'm sure most of you know what happened at these parties. I think the things that were discussed in court, though, were just scratching the surface of what was actually happening at these parties. And if you're on the conspiracy side of TikTok, you know what these people are doing to be famous and rich. Here's one of the demonic faces right behind Diddy himself. It almost looks like a gesture, like an old Renaissance gesture with the hat. And here's another one. You see the eyes, the nose. It's so creepy. And it's kind of weird because I do ghost videos all the time, but the most demonic faces I find are in celebrity photos. Like, just check out this photo of Ariana Grande. It seems normal enough, but then you zoom in on her face and it looks like this. But I mean, that looks like a demon. That looks evil. What do y'all think?
I don't even want to know what type of heinous stuff they do at those gatherings. When your parties and gatherings start having demons and paranormal stuff start acting up, you know it's not up to any good.
Pink battery bunny in your timeline. Yeah, it was pink, it had a battery in it, and it ran forever. Yes. Who was it? Was it Energizer or was it Duracell? Actually, in this timeline, it is both. Yes, both. Yes, Duracell has a pink bunny with a battery in it, and so does Energizer. I don't know about you, but in my timeline, the commercials were the Energizer battery bunny. It was pink, and it had a drum. But Duracell has it, and get this, Duracell's was actually first. Duracell had one in 1973, and the Energizer bunny didn't come on the scene until 1988. But I don't remember the Duracell battery bunny at all. Where did it come from? And it actually looks kind of generic, but it was first, and they do exist. Look it up. I don't know about you, but I know that there were not two pink battery bunnies running around when I needed Christmas batteries for my remote control cars and stuff like that. I just don't remember, but apparently in this timeline there are two of them. Do you remember the Energizer one? Do you remember the Duracell? And did you ever see any commercials? Let me know.
Definitely was Duracell bunny was first, but I only know about that because I actually happened to come across a documentary about it 6 months ago. But I think it was because Energizer bunny was made to kind of make fun of the Duracell belly. I don't remember, but it was first, and then they just stopped using it. But if you going by what my memories are, I don't remember no Duracell bunny.
So Mexico has had a few interesting days. It has been flooding like crazy in Mexico. They experienced some crazy toxic foam that literally sent people to the hospital. Yeah, so this crazy foam that was literally sending people to the hospital, and now people are looking up in the sky and they're seeing this crazy rainbow bridge that looks like it's from Super Mario. I think this has to do with San Francisco because they were throwing some type of pride parade. I think they're trying to send us a message because these things look like the crazy color clouds that we've been seeing as of late, y'all. You remember them things look like UFO spaceships, those light color ships, what real UFOs are, UAPs are supposed to look like. Apparently this was one of the ways for, you know, the pride people to let the aliens know that we come in peace, and you know what I'm saying? Allegedly, this is what I've heard, because they tell us during the end of the world, during Revelation, the apocalypse, things like this will happen. You know, girls will be with girls, guys will be with guys. So this is their way of telling the higher beings that they have come in peace. I don't know, this is what I heard. Let me know if this is wrong, y'all. Let me know. But yes, y'all, the shift is here. Y'all see it, they know it. Let's continue to get it. Peace in.
What on earth is this right here, man? Like, who is that? Let's do a few celebrity comparisons today, right? Check out old Kathy, man. Look at the difference, man. Look at Rosie. I know y'all love Rosie, man. Then y'all's favorite is Miss Ellen D. Look at her now, man. Like, even her ears, she just looks different. I don't know. What do y'all think it is? Then we got the Zac Efron situation, man. See, a lot of people say that that's not even the same person. Him and him, that's not the same people, but I'm not saying that at all. Sure makes you wonder, though, doesn't it? I can't believe Lindsay Lohan, dude. Like, I think we're like the same age. Jeez, man. What did you do? I need to jump on that. Look at all that gray, man. Then you have others that go through such drastic changes that, you know, you just kind of know what happened, really. But it's all good, though. Speaking of drastic changes, man, what about Jeff Bezos and his wife? Have y'all heard about, like, what they've got going on now? I mean, that'll be part 2. But anyways, hold on one second. Had to show y'all this picture right here. LeBron checking out his style and his new little style, his little pose, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, y'all have a good day.
No, there's some speculation that some people think that a previous president was a clone. That picture was pretty crazy looking. The celebrities, they do go through crazy changes, you know. Plastic surgery is a very creative thing. But the craziest one to me is the Kardashians. Could you imagine that you got so much surgery that when a new family member comes and they become like a teenager, you got to change. They got to get a bunch of surgery just so they look like the family. To me, that's just mind blowing to like be that fake.
Mom, it wasn't the actual devil. No, they were just dressed as the devil, Mom. I have to go. Yeah, you did warn me about Hollywood. Yes, you did, Mom. Yeah, you did. I will. Thank you. Thank you. She said she'll be praying for all of us. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the devil and all the dark lords.
In this movie, you're fighting the devil. I call him Beelzebub, Lucifer. It's how I got this job. How did you prepare for the role of fighting with the devil?
I did research in satanic kind of cults and stuff like that. In Los Angeles right now, there's like 50,000 devil worshippers. That's not even including the agents.
Yeah.
But let me
Our
tell you
crowd was
something.
too busy cheering satanic worship to hear the joke.
exactly,
That was the sad part.
My upbringing, I grew up in a Christian environment. It took me to my adult years or leaving home where I could really try on something different for myself. That was Satanism. It's working out really well. I made a pact. That's why the movie came out so well.
Thank you to Satan for giving me inspiration on how to play this role.
Had we sold our soul to the devil? How else can you explain us being here?
Sammy told me he worshipped the devil. We were in Dan Tana's on that restaurant with all the pictures up. Sammy was like, you know, Satan is as powerful as God. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He says, why do you think there's so much anger in the world?
But they're just joking, right?
Yeah, like I could see if they didn't joke about it and people said these things, and you would just be like, okay, these people are kind of just pulling strings. But the fact that they talk about it so much, even if they joke and they only believe in, like, you know, good versus evil or whatever, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. But the fact that you joke about it, it's just, to me, it's just mind blowing. You're literally joking about something you don't understand or don't believe in. I just think it's just weird. Like, why would you do that? Or, like I said, they just mocking the people that know what's really going on, and like, haha, you can't really do anything about it, and they're just saying it. And lastly, they maybe trying to normalize it. I don't know. Regardless, it's very concerning.
All right, so there's a theory going around that technology is ran by demons, and I thought this was nonsense at first until I actually dug into it. Because y'all know me, I gotta dig into things. So when you look at circuit boards and motherboards, they all have these weird little patterns all over them that look just like this. So if you read the Lesser Key of Solomon, it basically talks about how Solomon probably used like demons to help build the temple. And the way he did it was basically by like trapping them inside of like sigils and symbols. This is why you get stuff like this. They be like, these are different types of demons. And you wonder like, what do these symbols mean? These symbols are sigils. Sigils are symbolic representations, often pictorial, that are believed to hold magical or mystical power, particularly in occult and magical practices. They are used to represent specific intentions, energies, or entities, and are believed to facilitate communication with the subconscious mind or to manifest desired outcomes. So after hearing that theory and then reading the Lesser Key of Solomon, you're like, huh. And then there's also a bunch of ancient buildings that are designed just like our circuit boards and our motherboards. It really does just make you wonder. Like, there's so many examples of like ancient buildings and even modern civilization that looks just like technology. Because in the Lesser Key of Solomon, it talks about how these seals and sigils, they were made with like metals, like silver, gold, copper, just like technology. Because in the Lesser Key of Solomon, it also talks about how these seals and sigils, they were made with like different types of metals, like copper, silver, gold, metals that go into our technology, metals that go into our architecture. And when you look at our technology, it looks like these seals and sigils are in our motherboards and our circuit boards. I'm not saying this is true by any means, but hey, it's kind of interesting to think about, you know what I'm saying?
It is very interesting to think about. It really do make you wonder, right? They really do make me want to go down that rabbit hole to see if it really do line up. And I didn't forget about the deep dives. I just haven't been doing them. I did one. People seem to like them. The algorithm hated them. So I plan on making a second channel at some point by the end of this year, but I want to have at least 5 videos of deep dives. Like, I think that's gonna be one of them, because that's very interesting to me.
Yet of the girl talking about how she just went in to get a haircut but left getting voodoo cursed instead. Something a little like this. Okay, well, if you haven't, she has 2 videos about this. I'm going to recap them, put them into this one video, but I will put her account right here. You can click on it and go watch her videos if you would prefer instead. Said she tried to make videos about this a year ago when it happened, but she was terrified that they would come after her, so she didn't. Said this was her first real haircut. Her mom had been cutting her hair in the kitchen for forever. She was a previous cosmetologist. So her friend found a very popular salon on TikTok and sent it to her and was like, you should go here. So she was like, okay, why not? He said the first appointment was great. The stylist was great. They were kind. It was, you know, a nice experience. But when she got home, she realized that the haircut was not so great. She messaged them and was like, hey, can you fix this for me? And they said, sure. And when she went back in, they basically spent the whole time telling her, this is fine. It's not wrong. You're wrong. But I'll do it anyway. She also said when she went back, it looked like they had decorated for Halloween, but it was like June. So she asked them, did you decorate like 6 months early for Halloween or something? And they just said no. And that was it. She said all of these screenshots came from a video she took when the stylist went to the restroom. And we'll get to that in a second. But the first thing she noticed when she walked in was this sign that said, abandon all hope. Then she noticed there was a ring of salt around the hair chair, as well as the counter and the mirror in front of her. The mirror behind her had a pentagram on it. The floor in front of her had a pentagram on it. The mirror in front of her had 3 pentagrams on it. And the counter in front of her with the salt that you can see at the front had candles, and she said what looked like a voodoo doll thing. Said the vibe felt like,
I take this money, I got bills. I pay my car note. I give it right back to you. Then I gotta pay my rent. I give it right back to you. Don't that mean I'm working for free? I'm sorry. I just want to understand it, bro. I just want to understand this shit real quick, B. I want to understand it. Reflection. I want to understand this real quick. I own a business. I own my own salon. The building is owned by some realtor. I call him up, I pay the realtor. Who gave the realtor the money to get the complex that I'm gonna own my business in? The bank. Right? But I got my own business. So I'm coming in here, but I pay my rent to the realtor. Who pays that? To the bank. Right? So wait a minute. I'm getting this money now, but it's still going to the fucking bank. And then now, cause I own my own business, I'm the man, I got bigger bills. Guess what? Pay my employees or whatever, collect my stuff, and now I gotta pay my car note, cause now I gotta fly, pay my car note, that go to the bank. Pay my apartment, my house, my mortgage, that go to the bank. It's a rat wheel. You working for free. The people that print the money don't need money, homie. They need control. Power. They need you to be doing what they need you to be doing when they need you to be doing it. They need your energy.
He's starting to wake up. He's starting to see the rat race and everything else that's designed to keep the average person down. I'm not going to go into too much detail because you can just look it up. But yes, everything is designed to pretty much keep you over and over again, just enough to survive, not enough to, get a little too ahead, just enough to keep you above the water. I saw that about 10 years ago, and people thought I was crazy when I was talking about 9 to 5s, and there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5, by the way, if you love your job or whatever, but all the money does seem to go to the bank, and it seemed like the banks are all about controlling people, because you need the banks. And it's like he said, the people that print the money, the people that got a crap ton of money through banks, they control everything. That's just how the system is, all about the economy.
Very real vampire society living among us in plain sight. I actually have some exclusive insider information to add to Light Paladin's video. It first mentioned how Playboi Carti started dressing and acting like a vampire when he released the song Vamp Anthem, and how this is not a coincidence. This also wasn't a phase, like it's a signal you could choose to become a vampire. There are people in every major city, especially in like the fashion, the art, the music industry, who practice blood rituals, who literally alter their DNA to evolve beyond human, like in order to become something else. He explains that he's seen it himself. He lives in a very major metro city, so do I live in New York, and he's been inside the scene. It's exactly like Blade, or like one of those gritty 2000s vampire movies, where it's underground clubs, red lighting, no mirror, people whisper in Latin, and he's not exaggerating. Don't even get me started on the fashion industry. Some of these runway shows are rituals disguised as art. I went to one last year and we couldn't have cameras, we couldn't have anything like that. We were just there to like take it all in. And at the event, they made everyone wear these like red veils. The lights were then dimmed to near darkness. And then the floor that the models were walking on was kind of like a mirror. And it looked like this mirror was drenched in blood. And then like one model bit the other one on the neck. People clapped like it was some sort of like edgy performance art. But like, I'm telling you, it felt real. But of course, this is just a story for entertainment purposes. There was also a show in Paris that I only heard about where there wasn't a guest list. Like, and this is for entertainment purposes. This is all just like fun and pretend. You would have to bleed to get in. The designer never gave interviews, and people say that she hasn't aged for like 20 years. And that is the thing about these vampires. They don't age, guys. Like, wow, they got work done seemingly out of nowhere. Very quick recovery. Megan Fox has also openly discussed how she and MGK admit that they drink each other's blood. Remember, all of this is a conspiracy theory. It's just for entertainment purposes. Don't take anything I say as fact. But these nightclubs are like entry points. They're kind of like a testing ground. And the more elite the club, the closer you get to the inner circle. And there's a certain level where you're not just partying. You're in like a different dimension. And there are allegedly people in these circles that don't even blink, and they speak in riddles. There's actually a rave in Brooklyn that happens every equinox that has no phones allowed. And you'll hear about it once and then never find it again. And people vanish for days afterward. And then the people who return are all a bit different. I'm not saying to like go look for it. I'm saying that like it's already around you. And if you haven't been invited, you might at some point. This is just a spooky story. It's just a little conspiracy theory just for entertainment purposes. This is not fact. I am not saying that any of this is real or true.
All myths come from some truth. If you hundreds of years ago, it probably wasn't a myth. It actually could have happened. But regardless, if something like that is going, there's a lot of things that go down in the underground scene. So who knows? Just make sure you just keep your circle small. But that's all the videos I have for today. I hope you have an excellent day. I'm going to go take a walk, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.